Look forward to on Saturday, and the best NFL weekend of the year so far coming up on Sunday. I got my crew ready to go here, and let's kick it off with the NFL's opening game last night. We got the Giants, we got the Patriots, we got the spotlight on the two quarterbacks. Tom Brady on one side, and of course, the legend growing that is Danny Dimes. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. How good have the Patriots special teams been?
Patriots have been fantastic. Bill Belichick emphasizes the heck out of it. Chase Winovich fields that like a punt returner, takes it in for the score.
This one actually winds up going off the back of the punt protector. That's Nate Stupar. Brady says, all right, guys, let's get it going here. We're up 7-0. Under 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Giants. They're down 7-0. They're playing this game without so many of their offensive weapons, and maybe that's part of the reason Jones holds the ball so long.
He holds it. You have to throw that away. He's a young quarterback. He'll learn it, takes it on the arm, and throws the interception, his first of a few.
It's Danny Shelton who would hit him there as he releases. The Jones, that would be his second pick of the night. Patriots would punch it in off a turnover. It's 14-0. Now, next Giant possession. Oh, they've got Golden Tate back, and he's getting behind the defense.
Great ball right there by Daniel Jones, and Golden Tate, huge offseason pickup, especially with all the injuries. Paying off right there.
That's the first passing touchdown the Patriots have allowed all year, so it's 14-7. And hold on, there's more. Next Patriot drive. Jonathan Vilma, what do we see here? Tom Brady's going to get hit.
Yeah, first time I've seen Tom Brady hold on to the ball too long, and then perfect for the Giants defense. Opportunistic pick up and score right there. Part of some problems that the Patriots offense has been showing lately.
That's a great fight to get in the end zone by Marcus Golden, and Bill Belichick can't believe it. We're tied at 14. And more things went wrong on that play. Adding injury to insult. Watch the left knee of Josh Gordon that bends the wrong way. He would not return. We're still waiting for an update on his status. But how would Brady respond? Well, as usual, pretty well. 2 minutes remaining in the half. Jacoby Myers. Who's that? He makes the catch. Patriots are on the move. He keeps throwing to guys you never even heard of at this point. So many of his weapons are gone. Later in the drive, 36 seconds to go. Brady takes it in himself. 21-14 Patriots at the half. We pick it up in the fourth quarter. Still 21-14. Still very much a game. Giants on a 3rd and 9, and this is where it starts to get away.
Yeah, it gets really bad for the Giants right here. We start turning the ball over, especially against a Patriots defense. You know they're going to capitalize. You continue to turn the ball over and throw interceptions.
Yeah, Kyle Van Noy takes it in. It's reviewed and ruled a touchdown. The Patriots defense has scored more touchdowns this year than the Jets and Dolphins combined. After a Giants 3-and-out, where, by the way, they punted on a 4th and 2, down 14 with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Finally, Edelman gets behind the defense. That sets up another Brady dime for a touchdown. Brady would finish 31 of 41, 334 yards, ran for 2 scores, didn't throw one. And in the end, the Patriots win 35-14.
Happy we won. Happy to get to 6-0. So, yeah, we just grinded it out pretty good.
What's your assessment of where you guys are as an offense right now? Do you think it's been good enough?
We'll see. We're 6-0, so try to get to 7-0.
This game was Tom Brady's first win at home without a passing touchdown since week 1 of the 2008 season against the Chiefs. That was the game that he hurt the ACL at the very beginning, so he barely even played in that game. He's now thrown for 0 touchdowns in 2 of his last 3 games. So as we take this to the table, Mark Sanchez, as a quarterback, that 5-second pause that he gave there when asked that question, how do you evaluate the offense? What do you think he was thinking about?
Good enough for what? Number one, is it good enough for what? To keep winning? And they showed they can win. They score a special teams touchdown. They score a defensive touchdown. Listen, was the offense at its very best? No. Their line's been a little suspect. Their center's out, right?
Yep.
Josh Gordon goes down. So he's not working with all of his – they're not firing on all cylinders, but this is why they're so polarizing. This is why you hate him or love him, because they know how to win. They know how to win ugly. And if he's got to rush for 2 touchdowns, I'll tell you what, he doesn't care. He's going to win the game. That's who he is.
He still threw for well over 300 yards, as we pointed out. But as you watch them play right now, as a linebacker, and I love looking at your face because you're so ready for me here.
I'm ready.
Do you fear their offense now the way you probably did when you played against them at their best?
Not at all. I feared their offense, to your point, when they had Aaron Hernandez, they had Rob Gronkowski, they had on the outside Randy Moss. I feared them because those tight ends were so special and dynamic. It was hard. It was always a mismatch, whether it was us as linebackers guarding them or safeties. They create those mismatches, and right now the Patriots don't have that tight end to go to. They don't have a Rob Gronkowski. They had even Ben Watson back in 04 when he got drafted.
Yeah.
Right now, it's Edelman.
He's available.
And that's it, right? That's another subject.
But Watson could potentially be someone who comes back. We're going to talk about Gronk in a second. But, Bob, I'm trying to figure out how to read this. Again, they're 6-0, and they've played the teams that were on their schedule. But they've played terrible teams, with the exception of Buffalo, and Buffalo doesn't have a whole lot of offense. So as the schedule gets tougher, and it's going too soon, do you think they will struggle?
I think they're going to be fine. They're not going to be pretty, but if you go back and look at their first 3 Super Bowls, they didn't have an offense that was ranked in the top 5. They didn't have a defense that was ranked in the top 5. They played great complementary football, and you saw that again last night. Defensive scores, they're number 1 in the league in field position. They give Tom short fields. And if you look at the first half to the second half, in the first half, a lot of 2 back, a lot of 2 tight end, have some injuries, some things happen. They change it up. They go more 3 wide receivers, and then they start getting the screen game involved. If they can't protect, they're going to get the ball to Tom Brady's hands quickly because they know they can't let him sit back there and get hit. He's not a Pat Mahomes or a Russell Wilson or even Aaron Rodgers. He's not a guy that's going to run, so they get the ball out of his hands and help him out, and that's the beauty of Josh McDaniels and what he does with his play calling.
And when I think about the AFC, who is really their competition right now? Who are we worried about? If we're talking Kansas City, their defense stinks. If we're talking, I don't know, who else is out there on the AFC that's really going to challenge the Patriots right now? If there's no one to challenge them, look at the schedule right now. The Ravens can give them a challenge, but we're saying, all right, they're not good enough to win. Against who? Of course they are. Even with that offense right now, they're good enough to win against any of these opponents.
Where you see some of the tougher games on that. We don't know what the Browns are going to be. At Ravens feels tough. At Eagles, Cowboys are good. Houston is good. Kansas City is good. So their schedule is going to get more challenging than it's been to this point. And if they're just trying to cobble together whatever they can by throwing screens, by getting rid of the ball, by trying to win it with defense, Mark, can they do that? Can they win the AFC Championship again? They've won it 3 straight years doing this stuff.
If Kansas City's not healthy, yes. When Kansas City gets healthy, that's going to be a real game because they're going to need some offense.
I don't know, Mark. Well, even with the Kansas City's defense is not clicking. We talk about Pat's offense not clicking, Patriots defense, Chiefs defense. At best right now, average,
and
very average.
They just flipped your expectation, right? At the beginning of the year, they had Antonio Brown, they had Josh Gordon, they had all these guys. It looked like it could have been Brady's best year yet.
Yeah.
And now all these guys go down. Antonio Brown's gone. Now it's like kind of a letdown for offensive people. Sorry, Vilma. Sorry, Bobby.
Yeah.
But, that's just the way it is now. But they know how to win.
Let's see if there's one other weapon they could theoretically add. Rob Gronkowski. He made his debut as an analyst last night for Fox, but that has not stopped Patriots owner Robert Kraft from dreaming about Gronk possibly returning to the field. Here's what he told NFL Network before the game last night.
Have you guys had any conversations about him maybe stopping back and, getting a game in?
We all love Gronk, and I think the bottom line is he hasn't put his retirement papers in. So we can always pray and hope.
Boy, did that get a lot of, he hasn't put his retirement papers in. Now, if you saw him and if you see some of the work that he's been doing, he looks smaller to me. I'm not an expert in this sort of thing. He looks like he's dropped a lot of weight.
But as guys get older, like if you look at Michael Strahan at the beginning of his career, he's a big, bulky guy. By the end, he'd probably slim down 15, 20 pounds. If Gronk comes back and plays, he's not going to be as devastating as a blocker. He'll be good, but he'll still be a big physical target in the passing game. He's not any shorter. Maybe he's lost a little bit of strength, but he still has the hands. He still has the confidence of Tom Brady, and he's still a Hall of Fame player.
He's plug-in and play, man. Get him on the field as fast as you can. Somebody needs to take pressure off of Edelman, is bottom line. Help Edelman out.
What do you think, John? If all of a sudden Rob Gronkowski comes out of the booth and out of all of the other things he's doing and he's in that huddle opposing you, are you worried about Gronk?
I'm worried maybe the first game or two, maybe. And here's a big maybe because I don't know what he's been doing in the offseason. I don't know if he's still been training.
Let's just look at him. You got to think about it.
I don't know what he's
something
been doing.
to think about.
Yeah,
and worry about
a little bit. We know one thing he's been doing, if you've been following his new career path, and that could create a whole other set of problems, but let's not worry about that for the moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
It'll be fascinating to see. But really quickly, raise your hand if you think he will play for the Patriots this season.
I hope so.
Really? I'm by myself?
I really wanted to. I don't think so.
I don't think
I will be surprised if it does happen. All right, so that's where the NFL weekend began last night. We'll have much more football as we go, but how about the winner-take-all game last night in Houston? Game 5, ALDS. Garrett Cole taking on Tyler Glasnow as the Astros and the Rays go at it. And Glasnow would later acknowledge he was tipping his pitches in the first inning, and obviously he must have done it here because that's Jose Altuve with runners at the corners, drives in George Springer, and right away the Astros are up 1-0 and they were just getting started. The next batter is Alex Bregman, and Alex Bregman is going right back to the same place. That's a curveball that he puts right back in that gap. Michael Brantley will score easily. Altuve on his horse, he'll come around and score. It's 3-0 Houston. Astros would lead 4-0 after the first, and Garrett Cole would need no more help than that. He would allow a home run to Eric Sogard, and then he would just shut the door. That's Joey Wendell down on a check swing. Kevin Kiermaier up. Kevin Kiermaier down badly. Travis d'Arnaud in the fourth inning facing Garrett Cole. Gets him swinging. Sogard comes back to the plate. Sogard goes back to the dugout. Sixth inning we go now. This is 98 miles an hour upstairs to G-Man Choi. 8 strikeouts through 6. Top of the 8th. Cole approaching 100 pitches. Wendell to the plate. That's 98 miles an hour. Cole, 8 innings, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts. Astros would tack on 2 more and win it easily. 6-1, the celebration is on, and they stay home. They